Hello, this is Goddess7 here, and now this is the Minecart system. Now here, it looks very complicated, but it is really not complicated at all once I get into how this works. If you're wondering, with all the redstone torches, they are just to power the rails. That's it. That's all they're used for. Click. Okay. Only did that because it's fun. Okay, so first off, this is the main brain of the whole bank. Yep, just this little loop is the whole brain of it. But before I can get into details about it, I have to show you the banks themselves. Now, when you pull the lever, it activates this piston here that doesn't make the minecart bounce, but it also doesn't let it go past. It just sort of stops it. When you remove it, it just sort of disappears. So, see? It's just a piston. Sticky piston, nothing special about that. Since it was such a brief time, the minecart couldn't go in it. And I'll say why. There's this window. Make sure you could actually reach the inside of the bank, and it's not just like all iron bars or glass. So it'd be like, I want my money. Hey, you crooks. Or you won't be able to save your stuff. If you're doing this for multiplayer, I do not recommend this for multiplayer. But for adventure maps, it's a good banking system. So you could have as many stations as you want, as long as you make it work out. So the stations are just basically something like that. When you pull the lever, it activates some redstone, which activates the piston, and also something else. I'm going to tell you what it also activates later, what that activates. But first thing you need is an input for the minecart. Where'd the track go? It's up here. Yeah, I just kind of got lazy. There's the input and the output. As you'd see, that the input goes in the banking system, the output goes out. Simple enough. Okay, so let's talk about the output. If you follow the output, you'd see that it leads to this giant loop, along with 3 other things. You have this, and you have like this. I know there's another one. Yep, there's one down there. But if you saw 4 stations, then why is there only 3? Well, I sort of linked 2 together, 2 outputs together, if I could find it. There's like this one, yep, here it is. See, there's the output, then the output from there goes here, and they sort of join the tracks, and then they go up there. Now, the hardest part is not so hard part is making it actually fly onto the track, but you don't want to do it too close to the ground, otherwise it'd be hard to do what you do. So, just create a loop like this. Make sure it has a couple turn pieces. It has to have more turn pieces than the amount of stations you have, and the turn pieces should have almost no blocks by them. So, now, here's what happens when you, let me just pull this lever. Say I pull this lever. It activates all this redstone. And when you activate redstone on a turn, it changes it. So you want to make the redstone lead to a turn. So it changes the direction of it. And it's going to make it go here. Now, sometimes, just sometimes, not all of the time, you're going to get a special case where when you activate it once, and then it goes that way, and then you deactivate it, it stays that way. it stays the exact same position you left it. What you need to do is just invert the signal with a redstone torch and a repeater, so it doesn't do that. So that's basically all you need to do. Once you wire these things up smart, once you wire everything a turn piece for that station, make sure the actual station, you have an input that leads exactly where you want to go. Now, of course, if, let's say I just see an inverted signal here, just destroy it. Now, what's going to happen is, it's just going to go in an infinite loop. See? Okay. Those things, the inversions, might happen whenever you need to make it go straight. Don't worry, it can go straight if it's facing the other direction, so don't worry things about that. Make sure that all of the outputs make the minecart go the same direction when it leaves, and make sure that you have it in a way that doesn't get stuck. Otherwise, that's not going to be a very useful bank, because you're never going to get your minecart. You're just going to sit there for ages, doing nothing. Yeah. So, hope this isn't too complicated. Shouldn't be. It may take a lot of work. Make sure you cleverly plan out the redstone and work out your space so not everything's jammed together. You could create these redstone highways. I call them because there's just these highways of redstone and tracks. You don't have to have the user see all this. You could have it hidden by building a wall or something. But yeah, hope this was helpful, because you could store all your stuff and know that, and you'll also know whenever you visit another bank that you're always going to get your stuff back. Hope this tutorial was helpful, and I'll see you guys later.